Hello and welcome back. This is part 3 of High Frequency Nutrition, the Empowered Empath's Diet. This is the one that helps you to feel good about yourself. It's self-respecting because you're making the best choices for food you possibly can. And because you're making those kind of good choices, you're going to get more energy and more dense nutrients out of that food. This one is about nuts. Part 3. So part 3 is about choosing the nuts that really work well for you. And my number one caution about all of these, and my one pet peeve, is that if I choose to get a nut that is prepackaged, in a bag, very frequently, for some stupid reason, people put dextrose on their nuts. Well, that's sugar, corn sugar to be exact. And I don't want that. I don't want that. That's not how I choose to love myself. So there's all kinds of nuts that are really, really delicious. Almonds I'm using a lot of. I use them raw. I juice them. They're dried. You can use almond flour, you can use almond oil, roasted almonds, Himalayan salt on your almonds, and of course you can get almond milk. That's my favorite milk that I use in my Nespresso frother. I use almond milk that is, I think it's a vanilla, but it's unsweetened, so there's no sugar in it. And it is delicious as a creamer. So then you can also get cashews. You can use them raw, juice, dried. You also have cashew flour, and you can use them raw or roasted and salted, and you can also make milk out of them. Now, making cashew milk or almond milk, it's not that hard. It's not that hard. Soak them, and then use your Vitamixer or your Ninja blenders, and voila, milk. Who knew? Water. Peanuts, I still eat a lot of peanuts, but I eat them organic grown. I eat them generally dried and roasted. I have had some with, I remember they had Himalayan salt, and I want to say that they were a Virginia peanut, but I'm not sure. But any way you look at a peanut, or any kind of nuts, you need to look for organic on the label, or on the source, on the farm, if that's where you're buying them, and non-GMO. You need to have that no pesticide assurance in your diet. You also don't need to have corn syrup added to any nuts. I think that's just ridiculous. Anyway, sesame, raw, dried, canned, salted, roasted, tahini, oh my gosh, yes. And then in oil, sesame oil is a wonderful thing to cook in. Macadamia nut, this is one of my favorite nuts. Raw, dried, as if flour. I made a fabulous macadamia crusted pumpkin pie one year for Thanksgiving. Oh my God, it was so good. So good. Macadamia can become a flour as well. Oils, roasted and turned into an oil. So they're just fabulous. Pepitas, which are pumpkin seeds, that's my favorite seed to eat when I'm traveling, and I know I have no idea where I'm gonna stop. It's pepita seeds. Usually they're dried, and I like the ones with Himalayan salt. And that's my go-to food when I'm traveling. It's fruit and nuts is what I live on when I'm traveling, because I frequently cannot find a place that has a little kitchen or a hotel room that I have a little stove in, and so I eat a lot of fruits and nuts when I'm traveling and when I'm lecturing. And so if I'm coming to your town, make sure you got some really good organic fruits and nuts for me, because that's what I love the most. Walnuts and pecans. Both of those nuts can be roasted and salted or done raw and dried. Almost every nut can become a flour. Almost every nut can become a milk. I think the preferences with the milk are almond and cashew. I have seen macadamia nut a lot recently in the grocery stores. Whenever you're doing a milk or you're choosing one, make sure you're not choosing one with carrageenan, because that is a neurotoxin. They use it as a thickener in the milk. I don't know why. Doesn't make sense to me, but it's what the industry does, and you know, stupid monkeys do what other stupid monkeys teach them to do. So with that being said, that's the segment on nuts, and bon appetit. Mwah.